If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Landon when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
In this third season, we are extremely grateful for the support of VisitSeeMeValley.com for their continuing sponsorship of Little House on the Prairie and the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast. Here we go. Hello, bonnet heads. How's it going? I'm Pamela Bob, your host. Dean always laughs when I say that. I don't know why.
No, it's because you snap into host mode.
That's true. That is really true. Okay, here we go again. Ready?
Oh, don't start again.
No, here we go. Here's my podcaster voice. Hello, bonnet heads. This is Pamela. That's not as fun. This is Pamela Bob. I'm your host. And star and creator of Living on a Prairie and super fan. And I am here as always with our wonderful prairie bitch, Miss Allison Arngrim. And our hashtag imaginary boyfriend, Dean Butler. Hi, guys. We're all in green.
Bonjour.
Yes, Allison's in France. Once again, doing her thing.
How's it going in France?
Oh, yeah. Well, shows are selling out, as they are wont to do. I looked down the little list. It's complete. And we've gone to some places. There was a place way out in the Cantal region where the cheese Cantal comes from. And I had some Cantal in Cantal, and it's that good. Totally. But they were way up in the mountains and the thing. And we said, okay, it's not quite sold out because I think people couldn't find it. It was hard to get. It's a little hard to get to. But they did very well. They actually had a good house, but there's some others that sold out. And we're going to Switzerland. We did Belgium. We're going to Switzerland. Wow. Got a show there. Love the Swiss. They're a rowdy audience. They're awesome.
Are they really?
And the Belgians are too.
I always think of the Swiss as being emotionally repressed on some level.
Well, unless it's Little House on the Prairie and Nellie Olson and things going.
Okay.
Then
I was about
to
say you're going to get a whole lot of emails from your Swiss audience saying otherwise.
The Swiss are fun, and the Belgians are fun. They're very rowdy up north there, and then of course it's the dueling chocolate because people bring me some. So
oh my god!
And it's like, ooh, I have to decide which I like best.
Well, and so I'm going to get a chance to have some chocolate this next weekend, going to Long Island for the Chocolate Expo in Long Island, chocolateexpo.com. I'll be there with Patrick Laberteau and Todd Bridges. We are a trio of chocolate eaters next weekend.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What a trio that is.
We did one together, and that was freaking epic, man. That was great.
It's so sad you can't be at this one, Allison.
I like bad, but yeah, they were like, "Oh, can you do this?" Well, because they moved the thing, and we got better locations, so we're gonna go. And like, I'm in France now, so I will have to drown my sorrows in Swiss chocolate.
Tough for you.
That's a shame.
Freaking hell!
It's a real shame.
And it's almost Easter. You should see the chocolate bunnies and the eggs.
Oh my God, how great!
Take pictures. Take all the pictures. She's been taking pictures of all of her meals while she's in France, and each and every one of them is like.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
I photographed the first couple meals, and people were like, "I want to see all of the food. We need to see all of the food right now." I'm like, okay, so I've been taking pictures of all my food.
So you take pictures of the presentation when the plate drops on the table. Yeah, nice. Yes, how great. How is the presentation? I mean, I would think it's pretty good.
It looks beautiful.
With the duck for lunch with the little veggie thing.
It's so rich.
Duck is so rich. A little bit of duck because I was like, I wanted something light. I was like, they're like, get the duck. They were pushing the duck. I guess they had a lot of duck they needed to unload to have the duck. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want a whole duck steak thing to mug around. He goes, no, we do have, it's like a little thing of duck in the bed. I went, oh, okay, bring me that. So we did that. But I had, last night I went to the Middle Eastern place, the Savors of the Orient. And they rock, like the tangine, the thing with the chicken and the potatoes, and it's literally boiling at the table. It's got olives. It's olives and lemon slices and potatoes and a big old hunk of chicken just cooked up. So yeah, I had that. And then there's home cooked meals. See, some of those meals, the pasta I had the other night, I was going, oh, look at that pasta. That was just my friend went in the kitchen. He made pasta. So some of the meals have just been good old-fashioned home cooking, and others have been fabulous restaurants.
See, I'm like you, Allison. I'm a travel person that the travel is centered around the food. I'm absolutely hands down. Like landmarks, okay, but food, yes. That, and also, I think that's how you experience so much of the cultures, by the food,
right? With food, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm very game. I try everything.
Yeah, you're good with that.
Yes, you have a very adventurous palate.
Yeah, you're good.
I just want to acknowledge you're in France. Pamela, you're obviously in New York. I'm in Southern California. We are all honoring St. Patrick's Day green today.
We're recording on St. Patrick's Day, even though this episode might not air until after St. Patrick's Day. We'll
don't pinch me. Don't pinch any of us. We have green.
If Tony can finagle it and we don't kill him, this might drop on Patrick's Day on this week. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that would be
possible.
fun if we could do that. That'd be fun. We should get, well, Pamela, quickly before we do this, you are getting ready to get really busy.
I know. So, I'm leaving at the end of the month for Salt Lake City. I'm going to be doing the show Come From Away at Pioneer Theater, which I'm really excited about. This theater is awesome, and the show is awesome. So my
Canadian brethren, the show about my Canadian brethren, how they rescued the Americans.
It's a beautiful show. I'm really excited about it. So I'll be out there. And then you guys don't know this, but I've booked a couple things for the summer too. I'll tell you later, but because papers have not been signed, but the offers are there. So
how good for you.
Well, Pamela, it's awesome. So nice because it's been, COVID happened and it destroyed the biz entirely, and then even after things picked up, it was not easy for work. It just, and I a year or two ago, I literally was like, I think that's it for me. I think my career is over. Like nothing's happening, and my type especially was not being cast. They were just looking at different types of people, and even my agents were like, sorry, kid, there's nothing, like, do your own stuff. Hopefully the pendulum sort of comes back and there'll be more opportunities. And lo and behold, it's starting to be that way. So it just feels really nice. It feels very satisfying. So, and their projects I'm really excited about too. So I'll tell you more when there's more to talk about.
Awesome.
And Dean, we're after this, we're Arizona in April. And then I'm at the Cherry Blossom Festival, Missouri. You're not at Cherry Blossom Festival.
I am not the Cherry Blossom Festival.
You're not at Cherry Blossom.
And then we're both in Tombstone, Arizona. And then I'm Cherry Blossom. And then Dean and I are at, of all the things in the world, a car show. Yes.
It's a little bit of a blast from the past. I mean, car shows used to be a huge thing.
But also, why are there at the car show?
40 years.
And it's in Maryland. It's Ocean City. And apparently it's quite the to-do. People like Eric Estrada have gone. And word is that the hotel is fabulous and you're on the beach and it's really fun. And I do like old cars. I happen to like fabulous old collector cars. So I don't know. People are already joking about, are we going to bring a covered wagon? I don't, but it is a hoot and a half, this event. I've heard it is great and cruising in Ocean City. And we're doing it.
I understand the collab between nostalgia and nostalgia, right? Like it's nostalgic cars mixed with nostalgic entertainment. But that does seem like an odd pairing of like, join the cast of Little House on the Prairie at the car show.
Cruising Ocean City.
So weird.
No,
get it though. Get that gig. get the gig.
Yeah, no, it should be wild.
We'll have books and photos, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I haven't been here. I think it's a neck of the woods we haven't been to.
Maryland.
So some fans who live out there will be able to pop on over, and there will be, and it'll be epic.
I'm still, we all know this, we've talked about this, and I know we all agree about this, but I'm waiting for the day where we go to Canada, finally, to do some sort of live podcast or event. Canada, we're not forgetting about you. We know.
Well, we're going to be, some of us are going to be close to Canada in July when we're at the Wilder Homestead in Burke, New York. We'll be 10 miles from the Canadian border, barely 2 hours from Montreal. Can
we pop on over? Because it's almost like France.
It really is. You know what I say about Montreal?
They got some food.
Just France without people being obnoxious. Sorry, France.
As a Canadian, I can tell you, my Quebecois brothers can do obnoxious whenever they need to. Believe me, they can do it. And my French friends here are generally pretty. Well, in Paris, I'm hanging out with Little House on the Prairie fans. So
yeah, they're lovely. Yeah,
they may be French, but they're Prairie fans. Yeah. And besides, I'm Nellie Oleson, so
right, you can do no wrong. What a life. Okay, all right.
Well, speaking of Nellie Oleson, let's get to this show.
All right, guys. Today, times are. Holy moly, they're changing in Walnut Grove. I started this episode and I was like, oh, wow, that's a time jump because we're doing a season 8er today, which we haven't even done any episodes really leading up to season 8. So it was sort of like a jump scare turning into this episode. But it's so good. We love it. But first, from UBN Go and Prairie Partners and visit seemivalley.com and patrons like you, this is Little House on the Prairie 50th Anniversary Podcast. All right, guys. Dean, what are we talking about today?
Okay, today we're talking about episode 1 of season 8, The Reincarnation of Nellie, part 1. This show premiered on October 5th, 1981, a relatively late premiere date. I mean, these, premieres were always sort of early, first 2 weeks of September. And here we are, October, maybe... I'm just trying to think of what was going on.
I wonder what happened.
What's going on in 1981?
Something happened. But it was a relatively late premiere, October 5th, 1981, written and directed by Michael Landon as our premiere episodes. That sort of was the history of it. He would do those episodes generally. And this one was really, really important, which we're going to talk about extensively. Allison, what is this about? You know all about it, although you weren't there.
I weren't there, but they do nothing but talk about me for the whole freaking show.
I know.
I'm sitting here trying to reopen my thing because I had it all downloaded because it won't download on my phone. It will only download. I have 87 devices.
Do you want me to read what we have here, and you can comment on it?
I have it come back here, you little devil. There it goes.
Okay.
It's poof. It's coming back here. But yes, this episode, and I'm wondering, because this is Little House, A New Beginning, and this is the beginning of Little House, A New Beginning. It's not a new beginning yet. No. But the opening credits are weird. Everything's weird.
Melissa Sue Anderson is out of the opening credit in this one.
She's out of the opening credits.
Even though appearance, I think.
She's in the episode. It's like everybody's leaving. It's like
last starring appearance.
Right. Their last, as a regular person.
Actually, no, she wasn't even considered a regular in this episode.
Right then.
Well, because I'm sure she was out of her contract by now and then had a deal where she would do the one-off and then she's out.
Well, that's the thing. 7 years, we were all out of our contract. That's the whole epic thing of this show, which I will no doubt discuss at length. Wait, my thing is open. So my synopsis that we like so much here is absolutely fab. And here it is. Yes, indeed, because Nellie has moved to New York with Percival because, yes, his dad is sick to take over the store. And this all sounds like a really good idea. But Harriet falls into such theatrical, terrible despair that Nels actually goes to Dr. Baker and tries to figure out what to do. And the weird part is he says, well, maybe they should find a little girl. I've seen a lot of comments online about this, about he went to that awfully quickly.
We'll talk about
I don't
this.
even want to give.
I know. We'll talk about this when we get to it.
We'll talk about
this. Yes. And I never really picked up on that. It's super weird. Okay.
Yeah. I can't give her sleeping pills, but you should adopt a child. Yeah. So, and at the Sleepy Eye Orphanage, everything goes on in Sleepy Eye. Yep. Everything weird happens at Sleepy Eye Orphanage. Harriet rejects all the sweet, well-behaved child. And of course, a loud crash reveals Nancy, a pint-sized menace who instantly reminds her of Nellie. Delighted, Harriet brings her home, leaving Nell's exhausted, Willie horrified, and Walnut Grove about to discover that lightning can indeed strike the same spoiled brat twice. Right. Yes, and it does strike twice, because this girl,
oh my God,
yes, Miss Allison Balson, yes, lightning struck twice. We really love her. We freaking love her. Dang girl.
I loved as Harriet was reviewing the girls. David Rose did a cue that was like a beauty pageant. It was sort of like, he's really sort of having fun with this. And these very pretty, attractive young girls that would be, sort of like real girls. And, whatever, real girls. They just looked like sort of normal prairie girls.
Yeah. They were adorable. They had all these really cute kids come in.
She just didn't get it. Harriet could not take that.
Yep. And it's so bonkers. And I have to tell you, okay, now, opening this episode, remember, it's the 7 years that we all signed. And who the hell signs a 7-year contract nowadays? People go, 7-year contract. Nobody signs a 7-year contract. It's like if you signed a 3-year contract now for a TV show.
True?
That's like, whoo.
No one signs a 7-year contract anymore? Huh.
I have not heard of anyone signing a 7-year contract in years, because everyone's like, everything's quick, everything's fast, everything's streaming, everything's 3-4 years. No
one will honor a 7. Anybody who gets into it far enough to justify that will have renegotiated after season 3.
Okay.
Or after season 2, they will have renegotiated, because the pressure is so intense.
Yeah, of course.
The 7 came for, we just come out of the studio system where you signed for like life.
Yeah, right.
So they said, let's limit it to 7, because this signing forever is outrageous. So anything after 7 is considered too much. But like 7, because 7. So
especially when you're 10 or 12 when you start the show. Yeah.
Or 9 or whatever. 11 is like ridiculous. So I signed a 7-year contract. And so then it ends. So like what happens? Well, as we know in the real world in TV land, you go in and the agents and the people at NBC and everybody gets on the phone and starts arguing about, well, am I coming back? Am I not coming back? The money is blah, blah, blah. And there were some folks there who were real sticklers. I mean, there's a whole story about the guy, how he later wound up in a negotiation with Michael, and he was like, who is this guy? And that's, apparently he was awful. This is an awful person. But he wasn't very negotiable. My agent was extremely negotiable. They went round in circles and got absolutely nowhere. Because, people kind of figure they're getting a raise after 7 years. Not crazy, not a cuckoo amount of money, but. And the thing that we were saying was, because I was 7 out of 13, okay, it's been 7 years. I was 19. I was over 18. And the big thing in show business is, oh my God, you could get hired by somebody else now because they don't need a welfare worker and they don't need a parent and a thing, to an adult. Mm-hmm. And I was cute. And cute 19-year-old blonde blue-eyed girl, there were opportunities. And my agent was like, you could be the cute girl in the movies or on another show or something not involving a petticoat. Who knows what could happen? And I was doing stand-up. So had I known it was only going to go for 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe I was okay. But they said, no, you have to sign 4. You have to be locked down for 4. Now, at 19, 2021, okay, if I was released at 21 to start my career on, so that wouldn't be terrible. Mm-hmm. But 21, 22, 23, I wouldn't be able to start in Hollywood on a film career till 23.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seems a bit long. And then the big bone of contention was literally my last episode before the thing ended, my last episode, my entire dialogue in the whole episode was more coffee and 2 lamb stews, please. Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
And so that was a big bone of contention where my agent was like, well, give her more to do. And
you got nice, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
That was the problem. I got nice, and nobody knew what to do. They didn't. After a while, they just did. It was fine. We had the twins. It was nice, and then nobody knew what to do with me. And then it was like that. And so my agent was like, look, give her more episodes. Give her less episodes. Give her more time. Give her just make something up. Give her something. And we'll take the terrible money, whatever. No, they just didn't. And so it's like, okay, we'll take the money, but give her more to do. Mm-hmm. No, not doing that. So, and so, my father, what do you want to do? I mean, you're 19. This is like, do you want to take a gap year, go to college, start a theater career, go do stand-up, get on the road, go do movies, go audition for film? Holy moly, you could do X, Y, and Z, or you could serve coffee. Yeah. And I went, So I wound up, I said, career-wise, go. I liked being there, but it would seem kind of weird career-wise to say, yes, I'll do that another 4 years. Had they said 2, I might have said 2. I'll live. So it was all very weird. So then they go, well, all right then. And then this episode shows up. And I knew that Melissa Sue had said, Melissa Sue wanted to start her career because she was same thing. She was 18. Like, I want to get on with it. I got movies to make and things to do. Mm-hmm. And that's what you do. I mean, I'm sure when Michael Landon was 19, if he was serving coffee all day on Bonanza, he'd have had a thing or two to say about it. So that's what you do. Mm-hmm. So I watched this episode. I haven't watched this episode eons. I had watched it, and God, I love Alison Balson's psychopath Nancy. She's going bad seed. She's going full Patty McCormick, bad seed, kill people. And I love her for that. I am like, yes. But the opening thing, I've talked about how the return of Nellie was like no acting necessary because everybody did miss me and was like, oh, you're back. When they get the letter that Nellie's not coming back, and it gets weird because Harriet and Nels are upset. Now, both Catherine and Richard are very, very good actors, but I'm watching that scene with Richard Bull there in the kitchen when he's like losing it over the fact that Nellie isn't coming back.
Yeah.
And I was like, was he like that bummed I was gone? Oh, oops. I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
Richard was always wonderful, but he was really lovely in that scene as he explained that to Caroline what was happening. And
oh my gosh, those opening scenes. Well, let's take it from the beginning. The beginning starts where it's established. Well, we're in the restaurant and Ma's working in the restaurant and Nellie's not there and Ma's totally overworked and overwhelmed.
Harriet's a train wreck.
Yes. And it's because Nellie has gone to New York because Percival's father was supposedly sick. And
she keeps saying, he's fine. He keeps getting better. What is this nonsense?
Yes. And she's already been gone 4 weeks and she doesn't think the father's ever going to die. And they're expecting her to come back. And then they get a message saying his father has in fact died. And also, they are never coming back because Percival has to take over his father's business. So devastating. Of course, it's devastating. But let me tell you something. The tenderness of the scenes between Nels and Harriet in this.
Well, the bedroom scene was lovely,
mean, her reaction when she finds out, his reaction when he finds out, the way he talks to Ma about it, it is devastatingly beautiful, the two of them. And you see the connection so strongly in their relationship with you, Allison. You're absolutely right picking up on that.
That's bleeding into it. There's this whole thing of how would Nels and Harriet feel if Nellie didn't come back? But we're also seeing Catherine and Richard go, man, Alice is not going to be here. And it's like, totally really weird.
Yep, totally. Yeah. And also you see in their relationship between the two of them, the actual love and tenderness, which is always very refreshing to see.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, Nels isn't entirely in hell and unhappy the entire time. He actually loves his
he likes being beaten up on some level.
Right.
I mean,
he loves her. We never know quite why, but he loves her. And he's right when he goes, we don't have to watch the grandchildren. Now he's totally blown the coop out of the nest. Willie's a big. We could do. He's like, we could travel. We could do stuff. And she's just like, nope. I want grandbabies. I want to stay home.
Well, I won't give it for the grandbaby because let's face it, folks. She's never seeing her grandchildren. I mean, maybe a couple of times in their lifetime, but she's not seeing her grandchildren again.
Right.
Period. Right. That is devastating.
Yeah.
Like when they're adults and they take the train to visit, it's a maybe if you're lucky.
Right.
Because it's the 1800s. People don't just go dip, bip, bop, boppity boo. No.
Okay, so then Harriet becomes very ill. She takes to the bed, as they say.
That she would.
Which also it's very interesting that And there are parents like this where their entire world is about their children, and then when their children aren't there anymore, they have no purpose. Period. Poor Willie. She couldn't give a crap about.
She's got
It's different with Willie. It's not the same. She needs a little girl.
She's a girl.
You know, it's so what I'm noticing about all this is this starts off is that Michael puts all of this in motion so quickly.
Yes.
He was so efficient as a writer. He could put all the jeopardy and the stakes. So not only do you have the Harriet Nell situation with Nellie, then right away you get Adam and Mary and their decision to leave. You get that emotional turn. I mean, everything is turning here. This was, seasons 8 and 9, certainly as they began, each of those seasons was all about big changes.
Yeah, for sure.
When that scene, when Adam and Mary drop the bomb, we're leaving too.
That's a really nice
those of us playing the home game who know that everybody ended their contract are going, hey, it's a miracle. But it had to have freaked people out. It's like, whoa, wait, Nellie and Percival aren't coming back. And wait, Adam and Mary are leaving with them?
Yes, I never thought of that. The audience must have been totally shocked because there was no warning that this was happening, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, so this is a huge right. So I should tell the audience as if they don't know. They know.
Right.
Then that we're at the Ingalls home. First of all, Adam can see, which again, because we haven't covered any of these episodes leading up to any of that. I was like,
but they know.
Was a jump scare.
They know. They don't know the show that we do.
It was just for me because we have not recapped any of those later episodes yet. And I was like, oh my God, he's seeing. This is weird.
Well, we need to go back and do that episode.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
That one. Pamela, how old were you when you watched this episode? And did you flip out because every scene opens with someone going, and I'm leaving too? Like what?
I don't know how old I was. I was probably somewhere between 8 or 9. And I will say though, I was never bothered by, I loved Mary. So it was always sad for me that she wasn't on the show anymore because I just thought Melissa Sue Anderson was just such a genius actor and I loved Mary. And so I was sad that she wasn't there. But I loved Nancy. I loved the new kids. Like, I wasn't mad about, I know there are viewers who are like, oh no, the early years were better and the later. I had love for all of them. And in many ways, there's part of me that sort of enjoyed the later episodes almost, not more, but I enjoyed the later episodes. I like seeing the characters get older and have relationships and, so I was never bothered by it. Because Alison Balson was so good at being Nancy. And of course, no one can replace the OG sitting right here. No one can replace her. But because she was so good at that role, it did satisfy that need of a villain on the show in a way that was totally. Because if she wasn't as good as she was, then it would have felt like a cheap replicate. But to me, it never felt like a cheap replicate. It felt
because she's a genius. If she'd been bad, I probably would have been upset. But she killed it, and I was like, yes,
totally, yeah.
It was a whole different flavor of bad girl that was.
She's certifiable.
It was more. Alison, you were never. You were, if you were malevolent, you were sort of benignly malevolent.
Well, I was physically violent.
She did this intentionally. That was the thing. When I met her, and I was so pleased, and she a tiny little girl, she flat out told me, and I think her mother was a psychologist. She was very educated about this thing. She flat out told me she'd watch a show, and she said, well, I'm not going to copy you. I grew up watching the thing. I'm not going to be you. She's not an idiot. And she said, well, you were, bitchy, so I decided to go with crazy.
And crazy she did.
Wow. And she said, I went with it. She's very disturbed. She's been in the orphanage, and this girl clearly has problems and has a whole psychological thing going on. And like I said, more bad seed than not. And she consciously made a decision to do this. to that she wanted to go that way. And that was in the script, that she was much more like that weird manipulative stuff. And it's just
physically threatening.
I
mean, she punches people. She bites them. She's like a feral animal. Yes.
I wonder, and we'd have to get Alison Balson on, and she's so difficult to schedule. But what's interesting to me, and we'd have to ask her about this, is had Michael conceptualized this difference in the script that she auditioned with, or did she bring this in and he reacted to it?
Right.
Because that scene right after the mud with Missy Francis and and all of that, and where it's just really evil what she does.
Yes. Scary.
And there is the scene with Melissa and Missy Francis which is sort of an interesting scene, where Laura asks Cassandra to take the blame in the interest of allowing Laura to frame a relationship. I'm sure you have some comments on this.
Oh, yeah.
There's some interesting psychological stuff going on there.
Yes, there is.
I think Alison Balson brought a lot. He may have said, well, we'll go with it. She's really the bad seed thing. But I think that her audition was very similar to mine, in that I think she came in, she did her thing, and they went, you're crazy child. Yes.
Yeah.
I think she nailed it.
That's what it was. Okay, I have two questions, and then we'll get on with the show. So we see Mary and Adam.
Are the questions part of the show too?
Yes, of course they are. I shouldn't say of course, because sometimes they're not a part of the show. But in this case, yes. I have a question, because you were there, Dean. You were there. So Mary has her official goodbye. Like, Mary and Adam leave on a stagecoach. Everyone's hugging. Everyone's crying. And Mary departs the show, period. Like, she's done. Out. I want to know, Dean, what, if you remember, like, what that was like that day, her last day being there. I also want to know, did Boomer want to stay and couldn't because Melissa was like, I'm done? And also, Allison, did Steve want to stay but couldn't because you were done?
Indeed. Dean, do you know about
it's interesting. We've talked about, I think within the sort of inside the world, Melissa Sue Anderson was very insular.
Yeah.
As a person. So now, by the time I met her, she was already, she had gone through the blindness situation a season or two before.
Babies burning in fires.
Yeah. I think that she was mentally on her way, looking for an exit for a while. So when she was there, she was really she was cordial. She was, but there was no relationship to have with her when she was there. And it's not, she just was very insular about what she was doing. Maybe she was thinking about what she was having to do all the time, but it wasn't like the people that we were there with, that I experienced, where there was really an active, ebullient family atmosphere where people were laughing and telling stories, and it was, people had lunch together, and it was, it was a very friendly, collegial atmosphere. And Melissa Sue Anderson came in and just brought a kind of quiet. There was sort of a little bit of a wall around her, and it wasn't mean. She just was very private.
And she's talked about that. And I think also by then she was definitely sort of emotionally separating herself, because she has said that, and then there was the fire, and then there was the thing, and then there was like, let's do everything to Mary. And he's like, maybe.
And she did it so great.
And that's why he did it to her. Yeah.
She was probably relieved to go Chattanooga choo-choo. I'm going to do some light comedy. The poor woman, she wanted to get the hell out of there. Yeah. But she was having the same conversations with her agents and her managers, and that I was. You need to, okay, you're 18. What people did then. So it was like time to move. This does bring me to my key question. When Laura says to Mary, write your letter, talks about this, she says, write your letters in Braille so Adam can't read them because he got a sight. Okay, he was a professor at a college. He knows used Braille. He used Braille longer than he wrote because he went blind as a child, and then Braille for his whole life until just then recently. And I'm sorry, I can see, but we studied Braille in school around the 6th grade. It was a whole project, and I read Braille in the 6th grade, and I'm fully sighted and was taught. We learned to read Braille. I forgot most of it. I remember like the first 5 letters, but it was lots of people read Braille. You can see that's not you don't have to be blind to read Braille.
So, in other words, there was no like. I wonder how she must have been relieved to be done, but I wonder if there were any tears or whether it was just like bye, see ya, or
I think she was. Now I'm sure with costumers, makeup artists, hairdressers, I bet what Karen. That was a really lovely moment.
Yes.
That they had together. I think that there probably was something more there, but with the cast as a whole, I think she was sort of separated from that by that time.
Yeah.
And it's weird. There's also, there is a sense of relief. I was having a good time but there was also, I got to tell you, when I was done, I collapsed on the couch at home and said, oh my God, I don't have to put the wig on again.
Oh, really? Because you were relieved.
The realization, I don't have to go to Simi Valley when it's 110 in the shade and wear a petticoat and put on the wig. So of course there's a sense of relief. When you're on a series, it's a lot of work and it's long. Even if you loved it, it was the greatest show in the entire universe and you loved everyone there, you are relieved when you're not doing it. You go, oh, thank God. There is a sense of relief. Like, okay, I don't have to do that for a while. It's because it's a lot. It's a lot. And if you started it when you were in junior high and you're there for it's a lot.
Well,
now,
do you remember?
I don't know.
No.
Linwood did well. Okay, I don't know if Linwood was mad that she left and he was out of a job, but clearly Linwood's done okay.
He's done
Malcolm
really,
in the
really well.
middle, et cetera, Third Rock from the Sun, Night Court, everything in the universe. As I said, he'd come to more events, but he can't climb over the pile of Emmys and money that is blocking the front door of his house. No, and couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And it's awesome. But Linwood doesn't. He can't be mad. He's like, no, things went well. Now, Steve, things, Hollywood is toxic. So, of course, in the middle of negotiations, somebody went and called him and said, you're actually leaving the show so you can be out of a job, neener, in the hopes of pressuring me to make a deal because he'd be out of work and be mad. Yes, people did that. Yes, people really did that. It was like a horrible movie, like a Netflix thing, like Feud, like one of those movies. Yes, people really did things like that.
Yes.
Isn't that awful? And no, it was intentionally done like to yes. Well, let's call him and then he'll be mad. He'll yell at her and she'll make a deal. Yes, people actually make these things happen. And he did call me going, what in the world is going on? You're leaving and why am I getting phone calls? And what is even going on? He was freaked out, why? Why is this all happening? And we went out to lunch and talked and he said, what is going on? And we talked and he went, well, if I was you, I'd go too. He said, no, I'm an actor. Duh. If I was just turning 19 and I've been on a show for 7 freaking years and I had possibly he said, I'd be off like a shot. He said, I completely 100% as an actor and a career person get what you're doing. He said, it was a little jarring. It was early in the morning when I got the call. And he said, sure, I'd love it if you signed and I had a job.
They woke him up out of a sound sleep?
Yeah.
Yes! Like crack-a-doodle, just to to piss him off. So he would call me. And he said, he said, would I love it if I had just a gig that I was going to for the next 4 years guaranteed? Sure, I would. But I'm not going to tell you to give up the possibility of your youth and going into the thing because he said that would be crazy. He said, no, I totally get it. You're doing it. We absolutely stayed friends. But it was weird. And yes, they did try to use him against me because people do that. That's like a normal thing to do.
It's so interesting
in Hollywood,
that they tried
sadly.
to do that, and yet they didn't know what to do with Nellie.
Yeah. If any point they said, okay, we'll make you mean again.
Right.
I just said, I'll take some money. Fine, whatever. Maybe less. I don't know. Let's go. And it would have been fun. But the other thing is it would have been time. It was this crucial moment. It was like when someone's just graduated college or just graduated high school. Now, what do I do?
So I think this became a really necessary term because I think Michael would have had to replace your flavor whether you were there or not, something had to happen. And of course, because so much of that drama comes from the youth, from the kids, because you can forgive that kind of horrible behavior from a child.
But she's disturbed. As Laura keeps saying, the poor child has problems.
Much harder with an adult to be that. Although, look, Harriet obviously figured it out with humor. You figured it out with humor.
You couldn't have two Harriets.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that was really a challenge.
I wanted to have like a relapse for one episode where something goes wrong and I just wig out for like a two-parter and they like bring me back to earth, you know. But you know,
amnesia, right? Yeah.
As I go now, 8,000 years later, going, should I stay or should I go? Well, if I'd known it was only 2 years, but like, okay, in the alternate universe where I say yes and stay, does it only go 2 more years, or does the chemistry, because I'm there, step on a butterfly, change everything, booga booga, change it, and it goes 4 more years. Right. It doesn't go 2 years because it's different, because I stay.
I feel like they still would have had to have a Nancy even if you had somebody.
On. Well, the kids needed that.
We've got Cassandra. We've got, and then eventually Jenny. I have joked about that being the Muppet Babies phase of Little House on the Prairie, where we have the tiny, the tiny Laura with the Cassandra. And they were kind of like, well, we can have the kids doing the thing, because you can't have the adults rolling the mud. You got to have the kids for those kind of scenes. Right. And that made sense. But I have to say, the scene, Catherine McGregor at the orphanage, when she sits outside of Nancy's door with a plate of food and says, I had a little girl, and the other children didn't love her. They were jealous, but no, I knew it. I knew it wasn't true. I knew they hated her because she was spoiled and mean, and I did. And she confesses to the last 7 years. Yep. She confessed, because I never even told my husband this. She just blurts it all out. And I'll spoil you too. I'll buy you candy, big dolls. And she lays up.
I know.
It is one of the greatest scenes in television history. And Catherine McGregor should have been nominated for an Emmy.
I know.
And if my leaving resulted in that scene taking place, I would like to say it was 100% worth it, because I could watch that scene on a loop.
That's exactly how I felt too. Yeah. I watched that. Well, let's get there. First of all, so Harriet has been taken to bed. She has been in bed for 2 weeks, depressed. The doc, she wants meds. She wants the drugs. And the doc is like,
no sleeping pills.
Let's not do that, because we know what happens when the kids get the drugs. But instead, maybe a better decision would be adopt a girl. That'll fix everything, which is so problematic. I don't know why it never. This is the first time ever watching this episode where I was like, wait, what? What? That is so messed up. Oh my God. Why did I never realize how awful this is? It is not a good idea.
And Doc Baker's so specific. He's like, yes, he gets her older. He goes, oh, no, she get a girl. Why not a boy? It must be a girl. And
a dog.
Don't get a baby. Don't get an infant.
Don't get a baby.
You're a little too old for that.
There's 11-year-old girls.
Oh my God. I was watching that like, wait a minute. Have I been watching this for the past 40 years and never really noticed how messed up this is? This is so crazy. Okay, so Nels is like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then he poses it to Harriet, who says no.
Off camera. We don't see that.
Wait, too bad. We don't get,
And so Charles's brilliant idea is, hey, let's bring Cassandra. She's adopted. She's happy here with us. Let's bring her in and have her talk with Harriet, and then maybe that'll, loosen Harriet up. Also,
how weird is that scene, though, when the poor little girl comes in and tells her a weird story?
Not only that,
sit next to me, little girl.
I mean, it is like creepy, cringy. She's also cray-cray. I mean, let's face it. Also, Pa opens her bedroom door.
I know,
she's
that
in
sort of
her bed
surprised
in
me.
her nightgown, and no one thinks that this is maybe inappropriate or weird, especially for that time.
Because Nels isn't there to
it's
to invite him in, and all that.
And then Harriet is legit out of her mind. She smells. She hasn't bathed in over 2 weeks. She is cray in the eyes, absolutely insane. And he's leaving his child alone with her. It is not a good idea. Oh my gosh. It's so freaking weird.
It's true. It's true. And then she tells him, like, if I tell you a sad story, then you'll, like, what is happening? I have no idea what's going on in that scene. I have no idea what's happening. I'm like, what? But I'm lost. Yeah.
This is just one of those many examples where Michael, in the service of the story he's trying to tell, will jump through any kind of hoop that needs to be jumped through to get there. He does it efficiently, and the story tracks. It always tracks.
But listen, there was
Michael was brilliant with this. He did not concern himself with the oddness of that moment.
Or mental health, or maybe Harriet has some sort of chemical imbalance we've never known about before. I mean, she could very well be bipolar. She could have been.
I assume that was the story.
That wasn't part of the conversation. Of course it wasn't. All I know is that she was straight up cray-cray in that scene, and he leaves his child with her, which is bananas. But it worked, because guess what happens?
And little Missy Frances was adorable in the scene. Absolutely adorable.
She was a good actor.
And Harriet was, immediately warms to this idea. Yes. She, what a sweet little girl, and come sit next to me. And I mean, everything's advancing here very, very quickly to get to this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing came to me as I was watching this, which is Cassandra. I've always been like, who does she remind me of? Who does she remind me of? And it finally came to me as I was watching this. And the answer is Jake Gyllenhaal. She looks exactly like him. They have the same mouth. They have the same eyes. Here's a photo for you guys to look.
Yeah.
They are the doppelgangers of all doppelgangers. It finally came to me, and I feel relieved. I feel relieved now.
Now I got to go get a picture. We got to find a picture of her now. Her now as an adult next to him. I mean, I think you're right, but is it like more so? Is it going to be even weirder if we see a picture of her?
Well, all I know is that, because she had a very particular mouth shape, like the way her mouth was, and so does he. And I was like, that's it. Maybe they're related in some weird way. Who knows? Distant cousins, unbeknownst.
So weird, but I like it.
Yeah, he's such a wonderful actor, and she was just so great. Sweet in this. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm thinking about, Melissa Frances today. I bet that look, we'll see it. Wow.
Yep.
It's a thing. Okay. Maybe they're not related. You never know.
So, what happens now? So what happens next?
They go to the orphanage, and it's ridiculous.
Harriet gets up. She takes a bath. Nels pours hot water on her. She yells at him.
She's yelling at him.
And which is like, he's relieved. She's back to her old self. This scene was so lovely, this bathtub scene, where they're genuinely laughing with each other and genuinely love each other. It's so sweet.
Of course they love each other.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Yeah. Okay, so then they go to the orphanage. Bum, bum, bum. Should we take a break and then we'll get back to the orphanage?
I think we should.
Okay, folks, we'll be back with the devil and reincarnate. We'll be right back.
The Little House on the Prairie 50th Anniversary podcast is presented in part by VisitSiniValley.com. In the movie and television capital of the world, Simi Valley is the television home of the OG Little House on the Prairie television series, and people come to Simi Valley from all over the world to feel the Little House love. Simi Valley is the home of the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, celebrating the legacy of an iconic American who embodied the can-do spirit of California. Visit Simi Valley, a warm, friendly community that knows how to make their guests feel welcome. Accessible and affordable, Simi Valley is a great place to live and a great place to start your next California adventure. Simi Valley is hometown America in the Los Angeles Basin. For more information about your Simi Valley visit, go to visitsimivalley.com.
All right, we're back. So now we're in the orphanage. And they're looking at lots of little girls. No one is right for Harriet because they're nice.
And the orphanage thinks this is totally normal, that these people are coming in to replace their child. They didn't bother the people at the orphanage. Like, why are you doing this? No.
I literally was like, oh, this is like going to the ASPCA to pick out a job.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
It so feels like that. It's so wild. And honestly, maybe that is what it was back then, but it is wild. Okay.
It's the 1800s. It was like that back then. Here's a lovely kitty to
really? You remember that time? I mean, how do we know that?
My father was in an orphanage in the very early 30s. He was born in 29, and he was in the Salvation Army Foundlings Home, and they took those kids around. People came over and was like, here's like scruff of the neck, here's one. And and that's why when he got to the Arngrimson house, he's like, please adopt me. I don't want to go back. And got lucky.
One can only imagine the psychological scarring that could be happening dealing with, and yet from an expedient standpoint, from just having people have a place where they, the pressure of that would be huge. But wow, what a tough circumstance to go through as a kid.
It was a similar thing. The Depression, they really needed to get these kids placed because many of them were orphans. It's just their families were like too poor. It was all horrible. And so it was awful, but it was an absolute horror show. And my father was completely terrible. But that's what they were doing. And in the 1870s, that time, remember, there was like a big recession in the 1870s. Times were hard then. So, would be orphanages would be like, here, have a kid.
I just read something about the Irish immigrants is that there were like it was something like 200,000 Irish children were put on trains and shipped out to the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
To be taken by families. And most of the families just needed farmhands. Like they didn't want to raise it. They needed the labor. And it's just like this terrible history. And it was right around this time period where all of that was going on.
Oh, yeah. It was not like they weren't thinking about the psychological impact on the kids. And is this appropriate home for them? It's like, you got food? Here, take one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a take we've seen on Little House before. I mean, we have certainly seen the moments in episodes where children are necessary on the farm. And that was certainly a reality. But we've never put it in the terms, the show never put it in the terms that you've just expressed it with.
Albert, remember, Albert ran away from the orphanage and lived on the street under the stairs rather than stay at the orphanage because it was so terrible. Yeah. And then there were the guy who was his real father who wanted him because he needed a freaking farmhand.
Wonderfully creepy.
Albert's life was completely terrible until he met the Ingalls. Because it sucked.
And if we go to our sister Anne of Green Gables, I mean that was the whole premise of her being adopted in the first place was that they wanted a boy to be a farmhand for them.
And they were really mad that they got Anne. Yeah, it was a whole thing. The books, it's kind of horrible. It's like, you're not supposed to be here. We didn't ask for you. They messed up our order. They got Anne of Green Gables.
Messed up our order.
That's right. Cool.
Like, Okay, so they're in the orphanage. They're going to leave. Harriet's very disappointed until crash bang, we hear feral wild animal Nancy. Who, by the way, I never picked up on this before too, but they said she's been there for the 4 weeks that she's been here. It's been horrible. And I was like, only 4 weeks? Like, we know nothing has ever been said about her actual back history, right? Like,
it comes out in the second, it comes out in
part 2. But it's a lie. It's not the truth. So we know nothing about Nancy, the viewers as well as the people on the show. Like, we never know what Nancy's actual background was.
It comes out in part 2.
No, but she lies about it in part 2.
She lies about it, but later, I think it's like Charles
all right,
has a weird conversation.
All right, I jumped the
guy
gun.
from the orphanage, and he's like, "No, that's not what happened."
Okay, I jumped the gun. We will find out next week what Nancy's.
Perfect. Good.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Okay, I forgot. Here we go. This is why we're recapping people.
It's a thing.
So of course she's biting people, she's punching people, and
Fire.
Harriet goes, "That's the one."
I love the sort of the Keystone Cop slamming doors moment where they chase her around. I'm amazed at how agile actually, maybe not surprised how agile Richard was, but Catherine was running around in this thing. I don't think they doubled her in that. I mean, I feel like that was her.
She was an Arthur Murray dance instructor when she was younger, as was Kevin Hagen. Apparently, it was a popular job for like starving actors to go be an Arthur Murray dance instructor. She was an Arthur Murray dance instructor, so she could move. They could both move like all get out when they needed to.
You could tell Catherine McGregor was a dancer by the way she holds her hands and her upper body. She's very dancer
presentational.
Yes, but the way that she moves, even just her fingers and her hands, that's a dancer's stance for sure. Okay, so right, I mean the funny line with Nils going, "I need that little girl."
Little girl.
Yes,
love that.
And then I'm trying to catch a little girl. Like, please.
It's you guys. It's comedy with a K. Can't be mad at it. It's just so dumb, but it's so
something
funny.
that's sort of a serious moment. Michael's able to bring mirth to it. And I love the sort of tag team way that something, Harriet gets it, then Richard passes. Richard gets it, Harriet passes. I mean, it's like they're just on this chase to find this little girl. At the end, in the alley, he drops a box on her like you trap a cat.
An animal.
Like a rat.
That's a cat, a feral cat. Got her.
Yeah.
Okay, but then they're back in the orphanage, and the head of the orphanage is like, "You guys cannot take her. She does not want to go. I can't force this little," which is the only sane thing anyone has said about this entire adoption process this entire time. He's like,
I'm sorry, do we hear her say that she does? I'm sorry, do we hear her say she doesn't want to be adopted?
He says she does not want to be adopted. I'm not forcing her to go with you guys.
Right.
And even is it a nurse? Is it an assistant? Whatever woman they call there. Is also like, she's bananas. Like, you guys don't want to take her. By the way, that woman, I was like, how do I know her from? She was in the movie Nuts with Barbara Streisand. She just has one scene, but she's brilliant. And I was like, that's her. I love the movie Nuts. I think it's a brilliant movie.
Fabulous.
Anyway, fun fact, I diverted, but here we go.
So Psycho locks herself in the room.
She Psycho locks. That's what we're calling her from now on.
Psychopath, baby psychopath.
Psycho locks herself in the room, and we have, as Allison said before, the most. I mean, I always talk about how Catherine McGregor watching her is like always watching a masterclass, an actor's
I
masterclass.
think so too.
But this
monologue alone in this hallway is like masterclass of masterclass. She's so brilliant. And also what you were saying, Allison, what was written of like, I'm going to tell you something I've never told anyone, even my husband, and admits why Nellie was so terrible. And
that
also
she was awful herself.
And I can do it for you too.
And I can do
and you too can be awful. You can join the awful family and be awful with all of us. And it's so brilliant because people should be doing that monologue in acting classes.
I know, but also like this is clearly someone who shouldn't be a parent. Like this is just all wrong.
But what you all the candy you want and great big dolls from Paris and you got the beautiful dress. I think she really lays it on.
Yeah.
It's so awful. But anyway, that lulls Psycho out of the door. And says, mother.
She comes out of that door, and her face after that whole thing, she's cataloged at him getting dolls from her, and I can't eat back. Her face, and just mother. I mean, holy God!
Yeah.
This girl is brilliant. I mean, that's why it's like people like, oh, there can only be one. I like Nellie. I don't like Nancy. And how did you feel about that? How can I not love this girl?
No, she's amazing.
Her face when she came out of, oh my God! Please.
She's amazing. Okay, so now we're back home, and they come in. Poor Willie. Let's just preface this. They walk
Who
into the
invented
house.
the panini? He's inventing the panini press sandwich in the kitchen when we arrive, where he has all the food and is smashing it. Yes.
I just want to say before you get into the scene, what a transformation Jonathan went through from one season to the next.
I know.
That turn, what did he grow? 8 inches during the hiatus?
Yeah,
and it's like
puberty hit hard.
Incredible.
Fast.
He's a different kid all of a sudden.
Actually, I was watching this. I was watching
that
this
whistly voice.
Yes, the high falsetto voice. He had the very falsetto voice.
Yeah.
No, I was watching this with Margot, who has not seen any of the episodes leading up to this. I mean, she's seen the beginning episodes, but she hasn't seen any. So she was like, "Who's that? Who's that?" And then when that scene happened, she went, "That's Willie!" And I was like, "Yes." She could not believe it. Anyway, so Willie comes in. They're like, "Yes, William, William." They come and they're like, guess what? Here's your new sister. Da, 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 da. And he's like, we finally got rid of Nellie, and now you're bringing another one
bring
home.
This in?
And he literally said a thing. We just got rid of her, and you brought in another one. Not you brought her in, you brought another thing, a thing into the house.
I do feel bad for Willie because he's not wrong. Like, he's finally free. And now they bring in a terror. They bring in an absolute terror.
And Jonathan is so cute here. He's grown up, and now we're seeing shades of the guy we saw in Simi Valley, the Hubba Hubba.
Right.
So you can see, whoa, look at this jaw, look at this young man. Oh, wow. Little Willie with the squeaky voice has grown up to be a looker and is clearly growing this very handsome. And they showed up in Simi and everybody fainted. And hello, see, there you go.
Yeah. Puberty is a wild, wild, wild thing. Okay.
Boy, no kidding. Big change.
No kidding. My God. Okay. Yeah. So then we're bringing Nancy to school. She's got the wig.
I just want to say, it is the wig. It is my wig. It's like they took the wig off my dead, lifeless body.
I can't believe they didn't make a new wig for her. That is crazy. Because your wig should be in the Smithsonian right now. Where is that wig?
Yes, damn it.
Where is that wig? I wonder what happened to that wig.
I'm thinking Larry Germain's family has it because he co-designed it with Ziggy Geico, the wig maker. And so I think like Larry's kids got it. I think.
Wow. I'm not joking when I say that wig needs to be in the Smithsonian. It is iconic of all of
Anybody knows where it is, call us. I've had a couple of people. I met this woman. She was a hair person. She was like a wig collector. And she was kind of going on a big search for it. Like calling around.
I wonder where it is.
Somebody find
it. Anyone knows or has any clues or wants to sleuth around, please.
It's such a classic. And I think, it's interesting. It should be in a museum.
It should.
It should be in a Hollywood museum. It should be, it should be in a museum.
Or my house. Because I will pay for it. It's really, I'm not going to name a price, but if you do actually have it, and I'll know if it's the real one or not, I will know because I was close enough to it every day. I would fork over a reasonable sum of money for that sucker if anybody's got it.
In New York, there's the Museum of Moving Image, and they have like costumes and from movies and television and they have all the Jim Henson Muppets there. They have they have the spinning head from The Exorcist there. They have they have all of these iconic art pieces from classic TV and movies, and that wig should be there. Maybe I'll write them a letter.
And I'm buddies with the Hollywood Museum and always doing events there with Danelle Dadigan and everything. I think they would give me a nice shelf to put it right there. We could put it right there, and I'd go every day and give tours. I couldn't give it, but here it is.
It would be a major exivit item. No question.
We're in school. Very funny entrance to the school where she does not. You see Harriet trying to pull her in there, and she just she's so shy. Classic. So good.
And Laura's face.
She's shocked because she looks just like Nellie. Yes. And then the first bit of, oh no, she's the devil happens, which is she goes outside, Cassandra's with her, and Nancy says, who is that you're sitting next to? And she said, oh, Albert, my brother. And she said, well, I'm sitting there now. And Cassandra's like, no, you're not. And she's like, yes, I am. And turns total evil on her, threatens her.
Immediately.
And Cassandra holds tight. And then Nancy takes mud and puts it all over her dress, rips the sleeve of her dress, and then pretends as if Cassandra is attacking her, to which Harriet and Laura run out, watch this, and she's crying and screaming, she hates me, she attacked me. And that's when we're like, oh, this girl is maybe 10 times worse than Nellie
absolutely.
ever was.
I mean,
that was very Patty McCormick bad seed stuff. That was very Patty McCormick bad seed.
I wonder if she watched the bad seed as she was
me.
prepping for this.
I wonder. I mean, I was raised on it, so I would presume she also had checked.
Well, some of it rubbed off on you too, but just the funny part,
perhaps.
Right?
But she right. What you give me for basket? I can't. But I think she did. And then again, what is the motivation? What is her motivation? She wants to sit next to cute Albert because there's a cute boy. Because thirsty girls of Walnut Grove, all the women, all the teenage girls, even the young girls, going back to tiny Laura and Nellie. A boy. There's a boy. We must fight over the boy. She fits right in. She fits right in with all these crazy women of Walnut Grove. Every time a boy shows up, boom.
That's the spinoff. Thirsty Girls of Walnut Grove.
Thirsty Girls of Walnut Grove. All the girls. It's me, Laura and Nellie.
Bravo
the two
show.
It was all about a crush on a boy. Johnny Johnson, Jason, all that. And all. Here we freaking go again. Oh, I want to sit next to Albert. Boom. She's killing people.
Yeah. So we've all, we all grew up feeling like we're sort of the enculturation is that young girls are sort of shy and demure and not really, it's the guys who are the aggressive ones. Not in the world of Little House. It's really aggressive young women.
The women are pushy.
It's really, in
girls.
bows and long dresses, and they're aggressive. It's pretty amazing. It's interesting.
So
then what? And then she finds out he has a girlfriend. Oh no! Ah!
Right. So then the next messed up thing happens, which is Laura pulls Cassandra aside and is like,
yes,
because Cassandra's like, I didn't do this. She's accusing me. This is not what happened. And Harriet, of course, goes right into old school Harriet mode of like, your child is horrible and how dare you. And Laura takes Cassandra aside and is like, you're telling the truth, aren't you? And she's like, yes. And Laura then is like, hey, do me a favor. Just admit you're wrong, because it'll help me out, because then Nancy will maybe trust me more and I'll be able to get to her.
I don't quite get that,
so
frankly.
It's so messed up, y'all. I also think Laura is not a good teacher. There's so many examples of her being like, oh, girl, that is not. Well,
this is crazy. She's making a girl who didn't do anything wrong lie and said she do it, which is like mess up. But then she's going, I need you, a small child, to help me, a grown person,
and teach
navigate what I'm doing. You now responsible. I am a grown person, the teacher, but could you do this completely crazy thing that is psychologically probably damaging to you to help me, the adult, navigate what that's not really a good thing to be doing. It's bad.
Well, she's on, listen, we had Melissa, it has nothing to do with Melissa. Again, this is the service of the story, but I just don't know if I quite get that strategy.
The psychology of it, right?
It's weird. The idea is like, well, we'll make nice with the poor girl.
And
she's disturbed. She's not right in the head, and we'll just put this aside and say, yeah, fine, I did it, whatever. And then, oh wow, so we believe you. We don't hate you, and maybe she'll feel secure. But the other problem is, poor Cassandra doesn't tell her the whole story. She just says she did. If she said, look, she said she wanted to sit next to Albert. It's all about. Laura would have gone, oh, that thing again? That we yes.
Another
she would have understood
she
what was
didn't
really
even
happening.
tell her side of the story. Ugh, the thirst on the prairie.
Yeah. So again, in the service of the plot, we.
Oh my God.
Okay, so now Cassandra has to stand in the corner because Harriet makes her, and
that
Nancy
could be scarring
gets
too.
her way.
I will stand in the corner. Like now, she's going to be ridiculed by her classmates. She's
all wrong.
She's the bad girl.
I know. It's
going
terrible.
on record.
So now we're back home at the prairie, at the little house on the prairie, and they're all sitting around the table. Ketty Lester, we haven't even mentioned Ketty Lester in this episode, which is.
And did you almost think that she was leaving when she's doing the phone call? I'm leaving too. I couldn't get my certificate. And then it's like, no. I thought, oh my God, this is crazy. Everyone's just like, bye-bye. And then no, come back, come work at the thing. And it's like,
you know what made me giggle? It's like, I lost my job with the blind children because I need a certain, certificate or degree.
The state took it over and demanded she have certain credentials that she didn't have.
She doesn't have. So I'm out of a job, and Ma's like, don't worry, you don't have to be a teacher anymore. You can wait tables with me. Like, that is not the ideal, but I'll take it.
Yeah, and it's not mentioned in the plot. But I'm going to go there. They said we're the state. And even though you've been teaching here the entire time without incident and you taught in another school before, that's why they took you, that you've been teaching actually all your life is clearly the case. We're going to suddenly demand that you have the certificate. And she said she neither had the time, the money, and the inclination to go back to school. Right. They were trying to unload her. And guys, it was the 1800s. Yeah. I think maybe if it was a white teacher that'd been teaching there her entire freaking life at multiple blind schools successfully, that might not have come down so hard. They might have said, well, you don't have the credentials, but we'll work it out. But they were like, the black lady. Oh, gosh, you need the certificate. Yeah. It's the 1800s. There is would have been an element of that.
If we're tracking where this was, Laura's born in 1867. 1877, so it's 1865, basically. The Civil War has just ended. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
And, Hester Sue, it's a very dicey time for Hester Sue.
Well,
totally.
In Wisdom of Solomon, Todd Bridges' family were slaves and had been freed. His family had been enslaved. Hester Sue, her age, and if you go 1874, I know. She might have been born into slavery. Certainly her parents would have been.
Yep.
It's like, yikes. So, yes, I don't know that in that era that the people, when the state took it over, didn't say, oh, gosh, you need a certificate. Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Just because they were horrible.
I love Ketty Lester. I think she's a genius. I've always loved Hester Sue. She's one of my favorites. But I've always wanted to know what Hester Sue's backstory was for exactly the reasons we're just talking about. Like, what was her history? I don't know.
Well, in the Christmas episode that we did, we see that she is the daughter of, she's a child of slaves.
Yes.
Absolutely right. There you go.
But that would have been, well, of course, slavery was had been going on for a long, long time before the Civil War. So, yes, all that can track.
Yeah.
All that can track.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her story always intrigued me. Anyway, so we're at the table.
Yes.
Hester Sue is also at the family table. Cassandra's talking about Nancy and how evil she is. And then they do a prayer before they eat.
Love the prayer.
Oh, my gosh.
The prayer.
Which Cassandra does. What's the actual line that she says that makes Pa actually do a spit take?
Something about, it's about God you'll do what you need to do, basically, essentially is what she says. If help her be better, and if she doesn't, you'll know what to do.
Yeah.
It's something like that. And
she is not wrong.
And Karen's choice of how she looked back at him in that moment is a wonderful,
because she wants to laugh too, and she knows she cannot.
Trying to be nice.
Yeah, but her look to him is, and I think, what I love about all this is knowing how challenging that dynamic was between them.
Uh-huh.
These scenes always play so beautifully.
It's just like they're madly in love.
Yeah, this was not an easy, we've talked about this before, it was not an easy relationship, and yet they delivered consistently, always wonderfully
delivered. They're that good.
Yeah.
Now, I have to tell you,
I chemistry, whether they liked it or not. They did have chemistry.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? I have to tell you, I did enjoy enormously the fact that I'm not even there and how much time they spent at the dinner table talking about me. Oh my God, she's just like that. No, really? Oh, Nellie. No, she's worse than Nellie. Nellie was and I'm like, Yes, I'm not even there, and I'm like in this episode.
Your shadow is cast long over this.
Very much so.
I mean, it's like
over the past 50 years, it has.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to, it's clearly 1981 because Ma has some layers in her hair, and Mary's hair is bananas. Just her hair journey is insane. Insane, her hair journey. Also, Ma has beautiful manicured long nails, which is always something I'm gonna see.
Because everybody is trying to move on to their next career. So I know Melissa Sue was like, well, I'm off doing this movie. I'm changing my hair. I gotta go do a thing.
Did women have nets in their hair at that point? Because
in
that shot, you see the hair net.
I know. She has a hardcore net that you can absolutely see around her bun. And
they wore nets and what was it, snoods and things to hold. They wore all sorts of weird stuff to hold their hair in place then. So I'll give her the net. I had weird giant hairpins kept popping up on her.
I remember I asked Karen about the nails at one point, and I was like, Karen, you had the long nails too. Like, what's up with that? And she just went, I wanted to look pretty. And I was like, got done. I mean, her whole thing was like, we went through 7-8 years of like looking like not nice. And it was
she
80s.
Always looked nice.
Oh, no, of course. But, not glamorous in any way, shape, or form. Right. So
it was a weird time.
And by that time, people were on the show a really long time. And I think it's exactly what you said, Alvin, of like, I've been here for 8 years now, and please give me the nails. Like, just let me have the nails already and a little feathering in my hair.
Look what people were wearing, makeup and clothes on other shows. I mean, Charlie's Angels. Look what was going on in the 70s with all the high glamour, sexy girl stuff. And then we were going into the 80s where everyone was just in a bikini and in some sex comedy parties. Women in TV and film were in bikinis and hot pants and tight pants. And it was the era of all of that. But
they're still watching us and not all of that, which is really, I think that's really, that's really the thing.
Yep. That's important. But the pressure then to look a certain way.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. So all of the women felt very pressured to conform to the late 70s, early 80s thing that was going on. And so it collided with our 1870s job we were having.
What do we think? What was the sociology like that where women became, because coming out of the 70s, it was this sort of granola, and then all of a sudden, it's like
disco, baby.
Boom. Oh, disco. Yeah.
Disco, baby, disco. With suddenly spandex and glitter.
Like crazy.
And then in the 80s, it was a total rejection of like the hippies of the 60s, the crunchy granola of the 70s. It went polar opposite. And then it was, the Reagan greed is good era.
No, that's a good point.
Where everything was about big and more and more. I mean, it was the polar opposite of the Carter administration, right? Total polar opposite of that. So it was just.
And even in my punk era, we went from black clothes and safety pins to day glow. Everything was hot, pink, and green, and day glow and futuristic and plastic. And that's, became that.
I remember being in the 80s going, I hate this. I do not belong here. I love the 80s. Comfortable
My
about
French show I'm doing here is about the 80s. Nellie Oleson en flamme les années 80. Nellie Oleson sets fire to the 80s. And it's all, hence my hot pink.
There's all this nostalgia now for the 90s, and I will give it to them.
Which
the
is
90s
weird.
were awesome.
That's weird.
The 90s
So since for the 90s, that was 5 minutes ago. What are we even doing?
I know. Anyway, we move on. So now we're back in school, and Albert has a little love interest, which is Melora Hardin playing. What was her name?
I mean that really
Belinda in this one.
Gorgeous, Miss Melora.
Yeah, no, she's just lovely.
Belinda.
Yeah.
Belinda. She's so lovely. Oh my goodness, she's just so pretty, so naturally beautiful. Anyway, they're doing some hardcore flirty flirt in this. Undeniable that they like each other.
Walking her
and
home.
Nancy does not like
home
this.
so she can practice her singing. And by the way, she is a wonderful singer. I did a show with her years afterwards called
Melora
The Lovely Way to Spend
singer.
an Evening, and Melora was wonderful.
Yeah, she can sing.
Great.
She's a great singer.
Yeah, she can sing. No question.
Right.
So Belinda is going to be practicing to audition
for the pageant.
part for this pageant.
Oh, no.
And
we know how pageants get.
And Nancy's like, well, I'm auditioning too. And then...
Good luck. Yeah.
Oh, also Nancy pulls the Nellie where she's like, hey, Albert, want to come over? We have pie. We have fresh pie. We have candy.
We have candy.
Always
we have
lollipops with mints.
Riding.
What was you talking about?
I don't know. Anyway, and it ends on a really weird... weird ending, which is this girl's about to blow up everybody's life.
In
a terrible way.
Turn that she does there, see ya, and the turn to evil is just really a wonderful, wonderful turn that she does there.
Yes.
I loved it so much. I was like, yes, that's my girl.
And then it continues to speak. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
And again, thirsty girls. How much older than her is this Belinda, beautiful teenage girl?
Couple
Albert
years.
is a big teenage boy. She's a teenage. His voice has changed. They are teenagers who are like David. She's still a little girl. And she's like, she's going to bump off the girlfriend. What?
No, that's the trend on the prairie. I wonder how old Nancy was supposed to be on the show, like 11.
Well, the way it was set up was 9 or 10.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way Doc Baker set it up, was go for a 9 or 10-year-old girl.
Right.
Belinda looked like she can drive. But what's that? Belinda's driving her own buckboard at that point.
Yeah, she can drive. She's a grown-up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the episode. There are so many problems happening in this episode that are also fantastic. It makes for a great show, but my God,
and it'll get weirder in the next one.
It gets super weird, super evil in the next one. I look forward to revisiting part 2 for next week.
Michael really was. This was a zone that he really liked to play in as a writer.
Well, bravo to him, because he said goodbye to his 2 leading characters, female characters, right?
Two of the
who are
female characters
important, who are 2 of the most important characters ever on the show, and their husbands, who we also were very attached to as characters. They're out, and the new girl is in, and it was so seamlessly done.
Yeah,
really. I had never thought, though, before you guys, until you said it, that the audience didn't know that Mary wasn't coming back after this. This was a total shock.
The fact that she wasn't in the opening title told you that. I mean, I had never noticed that. We go right from Laura to Carrie falling down the hill. I mean, I just hadn't noticed that before.
I skipped the opening credit, so I didn't even clock that.
Oh, my God. You would have. Well, go back and check it. I mean, it's a big change.
Yeah, huge. Yeah. Any final remembrances or thoughts about this one, you guys? Dean, you were there. How was Allison Paulson?
I was still. Look, she was a.
Was she greeted with open arms?
She was terrific. And her mother was terrific too. I remember, I just remember her, that she was just really real, and I felt like they were a pretty buttoned up family that way. It didn't feel like there was there was a stage mother. There's always a stage mother there. You can't do this without that. But she wasn't, she was very low key about it. And Allison was very low key and confident about what she was doing. It was,
smart.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So, I think everyone felt like, we're just rolling on here, I think is what, because it just everything fell into place so easily. There was no big angst on this.
I wonder what the connection was like with Catherine and Richard Bull with Nancy. I mean, I'm calling her.
Well, I think that she certainly gave them a hell of a lot to play.
I know. I'm sure they loved her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they were very relieved.
I think they were weirded out that I wasn't there, clearly. But I think had she been like a horrid little child actor or mean, or had she not been smart as a whip,
smart as a whip is what she was.
They would have been like, oh man, I mean, she's okay, but she shows up, she's brilliant, she's totally getting it. Her mom is chill, and she's smart. They probably went, well, thank God, okay, we're saved. At least it's this girl, thank heavens.
Yeah, huge relief. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, we'll be back next week with part 2. I cannot wait. You guys, if you haven't subscribed to our Patreon, we're going to be talking way more. You're missing out on so many great conversations that we have. Am I right? We talk about things on Patreon that we really can't talk about on the podcast to the general masses. So if you want more, come and join us on Patreon, and also join us on our socials, Little House 50 Podcast, our website, littlehouse50podcast.com. And it's that time. Bob, get the wig. We'll see you next week. Let's fly. Next week with more evil. But we still miss you. We still miss you.